That's a little crooked. Hold on. All right. It's a Monday, March 23rd. A dreary, cloudy, misty day here in the Big Apple, which kind of feels like my physical state because if you watch last night's live stream, which was real late for me, and it was a fun one too. It's really good. If you haven't checked it out, please do so. Day 22. This is technically day 23, and with the podcast coming up at the top of the next hour at 11 a.m., it will be pretty much 2 for 1 today. And then obviously tomorrow, live stream, which I'll talk about that toward the back end. Yeah, your boy's gone through the ringer right about now. I am running on fumes. Like I mentioned yesterday, if you watched last night's... Did I plug that in? I did not. Hang on. If you watched last night's live stream, I was walking, not my dog, but a Yorkie, where we are dog sitting, and dog is cute as a button, sitting right below me. But it's a thing where, yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's anxiety. I don't know if he's just whatever, but the dog wakes up in the middle of the night, has to go to the bathroom. I mean, yeah, I can't even put it to words. That's how bad it is. And I'm sure for those who have dogs, and my dog Kismet, who's behind me here, Rufio is the Yorkie, and he is a good dog, but he's just like real skittish, and I guess Yorkies have that temperament, but man. And today I got a long day too, because not only do I have this, which is probably going to go at least till 10:45 a.m., 11 o'clock I have the live podcast, which I'm going to catch up on everything that happened over the weekend, especially with March Madness, NBA, NHL. I'll do MLB over-unders on top of Cam Scatterboo's comments. I don't know if you saw that. Oh, geez. So I'm going to get into all that. And then tonight, I'm actually going to be a guest on a podcast. I believe these guys are out in LA. It's called the Truth Be Told Sports Podcast, so you definitely want to check it out. Oh, Fuqua, my man. Greetings. Late getting better day by day, Thursday opening day at Citi Field. Yes, it's going to be 64 degrees, I saw, which is weird because last week, and again, as we all know, the weather could change by the second. Last week, I think the weather was going to be low 50s, rain. Now it's saying 64, sun and clouds. I know come Saturday, I think it's supposed to be like 42 degrees, Citi Field, but we'll worry about that then. But more importantly, your leg, glad to hear it's getting better. I'm glad you jumped on board last night. Yeah, hopefully that won't deter you from not wanting to go out to run or, when you're healthy. I'm sorry to hear that you had that pop and you've been holed up ever since. Fuqua, let me ask, what do you do for a living? Do you work remotely from home? I'm curious. And of course, Fuqua Johnson is AKA Everyday Mets, AKA Dad's Chips, AKA Cowie Bowie Bull. I always butcher that. AKA Rhoda Penmark. I haven't mentioned Rhoda Penmark recently. AKA Tatsuya Mai, AKA Minnesota Fats. I love all the AKAs. Treadmill guy. I like watching movies. I have an IT corporate job. Oh, okay. Do you work remote or do you... That's funny. You have IT corporate. That's what I used to do. Like watching movies. I like that. And you have a treadmill at home, or do you have it in your building? You have a gym in your building where you live? Or do you go to a gym, I should say. That too. I mean, you may have a gym in your building as well. IT corporate. Do you work for a law firm? Corporate gym. Nice. And do you happen to work for a law firm? I'm curious. Because that's what I did. I used to work at a law firm did IT at a law firm. Video conferencing. My specialty was video conferencing, audio conferencing, things of that nature. But then I transitioned to becoming an IT analyst, which, did they give me more money? No. Every year, the raise was just the minimum, which is a joke. But which is one of the reasons why I got out of corporate. And even though, hey, here I am more than 2 years later, still trying to make a living doing this. But you know what? I'd rather do this. But I get it. Steady paycheck. That's the golden handcuffs, though. And we all know the golden handcuffs. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll play this during... In fact, I am going to play that. I'm going to play a clip. Let me ask you this, Fuqua. You're not a big fan of Keith McPherson? Based on your comment last night, I kind of sense that, which is fine. It's all good. Because I know, as we talked about briefly a couple days ago when you asked me if I was going to go to the meet tomorrow where they're going to do the podcast with he and Alex Day. He's a New York sports content creator. You may be aware of him, may not. I'm going to see if I can get him on my podcast as well. I love Keith, but meeting people is not my thing. Oh, really? All right. Oh, so you wouldn't want to meet me one day? I say that in jest. Trust me, I have nobody important. But, hey, man, you're part of the Reels Rockers. You're part of this community, man, and you're a big part of it. And I'm not saying that just to butter you up or anything like that. Hey, listen, Fuqua, I feel you. 1,000%. You know the old saying, better to have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. And I totally get it. Now, hopefully one day we'll cross paths. I mean, obviously the Mets and sports are what we have in common. And trust me, I'll keep a low profile, even though I'd want to give you a big pound and hug. But no, man, you're a part of this. And I love the novice. It's funny. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But yeah, Fuqua, man, with all your AKAs and all that, you're like let me ask you something, because the novice is going to get this. As a matter of fact, the last time I saw the novice was at a Deez Zamero event. Fuqua, you know who Deez Zamero is, right? And you know what they used to do on their podcast, Bodega Boys? They used to do the AKAs. You're my guy with the AKAs. So this Cam Scatterboot comments, help the Giants make the decision to draft Love at 6. Ooh, that's a good, or 5, right? Yeah. That's an excellent question, but I don't think they'll do that. Yeah, that's a really good question. See, because the thing is that Scatterboot, if he's healthy, that he would, of course, go right back to his starting position, where Love, as we all know, he's a home run threat every time he touches the ball. But I don't know. If it was a thing where maybe he was going into the last year of his contract, I would say, but considering he's going into his second year, and I don't think he's making a ton of money. And what was he? He was a second-round pick last year because they had Jackson Dart was 1 and Scatterboot, I think, was 2nd. And I like Scatterboot because I saw him in the playoff the year before at Arizona State, and they made that big comeback. That was against... was that Ohio State? It may have been Ohio State, I think. Christopher Sanchez signed a new extension as proof he loves it in Philly. Yeah. Said Alonso and Edwin Diaz always cared about the money. Well, I agree with you on the Alonso thing. Diaz, I don't know. I think the Mets wanted him, but why did they sign Devin Williams first? To me, that made no sense. I could see it was a thing where, yeah, I know, and I think back to that. And remember, last night you asked me that, Fuqua, where you said, oh, how do I feel about this Mets team? And listen, this is not all on Devin Williams' shoulders, but let's face it, if this guy's going to start blowing games, oh, my God. I got to perish the thought. But when I look at what you just said, Alonso was obviously, and to me, it was twofold. The Mets didn't want Alonso back. They figured that he wasn't enough, his value at that position, despite the fact that he had great power numbers, but it's the defensive metrics. And this is where the Mets look like fools, because the Mets want to talk about, oh, we want to upgrade defensively. And Alonso was good at scooping balls out of the dirt. I understand range, and certainly did not look like Keith Hernandez there. But for the Met front office to say, oh, we want to improve our defensive metrics, so yeah, let's sign a guy as a DH, but to play first base, who, by the way, has never played first base in his life, in Jorge Polanco. And then on top of that, because they didn't get Kyle Tucker, let's pivot to sign Bo Bichette. His natural position is at short. He could actually play some second base, as you saw in the World Series, but no, we're going to stick him at third, where he's never played. It's just, come on. Mets might have the worst bullpen next to Phillies and Braves. Well, they have Joan Duran, who is really good. Yeah, their bullpen isn't great either. And the Braves, I got Raisel Iglesias, and they also have Robert Sanchez that they got from the Padres. So maybe their bullpen's a little bit better, even though I know Luke Weaver and why the Mets, and I get it because Stearns knows Devin Williams from his days in Milwaukee, but oh my God, did he not see what happened with the Yankees last year? And as I said before, and I'll say one more time, just thinking about it irks me. He's going to a fan base that is more rabid. That's not to say that their fan base is better than the Yankee fan base. I'm not trying to, and listen, I'll start up with the Yankee fan. I don't care. I say they're more rabid because they haven't won in 40 years. And if they're trying to build a team to win a championship, thanks to Uncle Steve Cohen, and with the moves that they made there late in the offseason, the aforementioned Bichette, of course, we didn't mention Freddie Peralta, who's going to be opening day starter on Thursday. And we cannot forget Luis Robert. And how did he do in spring? I didn't hear a peep about Luis Robert this spring. Philly got the run. Alvaroido, that's a good one. Yeah, Brad Keller. Alvaroido, that's a good one. And by the way, Wednesday I'll have my baseball preview. During the podcast today, I'm going to talk over-unders, but I'm not going to pick my over-unders until Wednesday. It's a big week too. Not only do I have today, but tonight I'm a guest on this podcast called the Truth Be Told podcast. I can copy and paste. They haven't sent me the link yet. They sent me an email last night. It goes, hey, I think the link that they're going to send me is just strictly for me to connect to, but I'll see what I could do to get the generic link so you can check it out. Now, I don't know what they're going to ask me. I don't know what we're going to talk about. So yeah, for all I know, it could be all NFL. So, and if that's the case, fine, but hopefully it's broad. Hopefully it's broad from a standpoint that they're just not going to talk NFL or NBA. They'll talk baseball, go in the weeds on some things because, you know me, sports podcast, I'm talking about everything. So, and speaking of which, so I'm going to open up with the tournament. Yesterday, I thought saved the weekend because Thursday was good. Friday was not. Saturday was a little bit better. But yesterday, listen, with St. John's winning the way they did, and that wasn't a big upset by any means. Then you had Iowa beating Florida. And Iowa's one of those teams, too, when you think about it, like Texas. At least they won a tournament game, a conference tournament. And I think they beat Ohio State, if I'm not mistaken. And they did beat Nebraska in the regular season, and that's who they're going to play in the Sweet 16. But they were 21-11 coming into this thing, where Texas was 18-14, as you know. And Iowa beats Florida. And how they didn't get a guy to cover, there was a guy that was running down the court, and the way they defended that, the guy had a wide open look. And then they called a timeout. What was it, 3.4 seconds left? And Florida didn't even get a shot off. Just terrible execution there. And I was surprised by Florida there. And then so that's your first number one seed out. You also had Kentucky lose. They had the worst loss, I think, since 72. Worst tournament loss. And Iowa State's going to be dangerous, which is no surprise. But even though it wasn't a great weekend overall, if I had to grade it, I'll give you a little taste of the podcast here. I would say at best, and this is being generous, probably a B. I would probably say B minus because you had a lot of bad games, and which is expected. You can't have every game as a buzzer beater or an overtime or last second shots, anything like that. Yeah, it's not going to happen. But you do have two, I guess you could call Iowa Cinderella based on their record. And you only have one double-digit seed here, which that's what I thought was going to be the case. And I'll talk a lot about that on the podcast. NBA, I want to talk about the Lakers. They've won 10 in a row. Now they play Detroit tonight in a very interesting game. And why that game isn't on NBC or Peacock, they're showing Wembanyama against Miami. If I'm yawning, my apologies, people, because I have not slept the last 2 nights. Well, that little dog over there, the one I was walking last night, is over there, like, curled up. Wish I had a balled up sock. I'd throw it over there and wake him up. And, of course, that's not to be mean. It's just, like I said, it's a balled up sock. It's going to be soft. Yeah, so I'm going to talk a little NBA. Definitely the Lakers. Are they a threat to get out of the West now to go along with San Antonio and Oklahoma City? Then you have the NHL, where the Islanders with a big one last night. How about Ilya Sorokin? He's going to be up for a Vezina this year, I would think. 7th shutout of the year, the most in the NHL. And I believe in 2023, he was up for the Vezina too, for the league's best goalie. Now they tie with Columbus. But I believe they're still on the out. No, I think they got. No, I believe they're still on the outside looking in. Because based on the standings, although now they're tied with the Blue Jackets, but the Red Wings. Wait, let's get this official. Hold on. Yeah, that's what it was. Although they're tied with the Blue Jackets, but the thing is, because the Blue Jackets have a game in hand, which is nonsense, because I remember the tiebreaker from many years ago in the NHL. As long as you have more wins, if you have the same amount of points, you win the tie. And I believe that was the first tiebreaker. I'll have to go back and check. Islanders have 40 wins. Columbus is 37, despite them having a game in hand. But the Islanders have the last wild card spot, which, to be honest with you, I don't want. I do not want to see Carolina and the Islanders again. And they played Carolina twice here over the last, 11 games of the season. I want them to get that 3 spot so they'll go up against Pittsburgh in the first round. And Columbus and the Islanders are just a point behind Pittsburgh. So that's going to be an interesting race, considering whomever gets that 2 seed in the Metropolitan is going to host in that opening series. And then the Red Wings have 84 points. They're 2 points behind Montreal. So if they want to get the 3 seed in the Atlantic. Yeah, Boston. Yeah, that's going to be a wild race. Because technically you have, you have one. Because you also got the Canadians. Let me see. Let me see if I can do this correct. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 8 teams for 4 spots. I got to throw Ottawa in there. Do I do the Flyers? No, I'll throw the Red Wings. I'll throw Ottawa in there because they're 2 games in hand of the Islanders, so I have to give them their due. And Ottawa, I think, plays the Rangers tonight. So, yeah, you got that going on. And in the West, Edmonton, I want to talk about. Anaheim's getting some separation. Kings fighting in there, Kraken, Sharks. Now the Sharks have hit the abutment. They have not played well here. So, yeah, NHL has actually been pretty interesting. So I'm going to talk about that. Leon Draisaitl, too, I want to talk about. And then I'll do the over-unders and talk about Scatterboo. And that'll be your podcast. And, of course, I'll take any questions from anybody and everybody then. This chat is kind of like the room, or I should say this room is kind of like how it is outside here in the New York area. Cloudy, misty, gloom and doom. And I'm thinking later on this week I'm going to do a live late, maybe Friday after 10. Maybe. It's not official. Tomorrow, my apologies. Tomorrow, I'm going to do my podcast from the event, which should be fun. And, mingle with everybody. Get to say what's up. So, and that's going to be between 6 to 8. So I would say maybe more back end, 7 to 8, because I know they're going to record a podcast prior to. So just keep that in mind. And then, of course, you got Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, I'll do it at night. Because remember, now we're down to the final 8 days of my 31 Days of March live streams. So that's what I got cooking. Add a Q&A sticker. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to try that, considering that the room isn't active right now. Let's try it. Like spicy things? No, can I change that? Let's see. Hold on, let me see. What? Hope I can fit this in here. We'll do a little preview. Yeah, I'm just typing something, guys. I don't know who's... All right, let me see what you think about this. I think I'm able to fit it. All right. Answer will appear as chat messages. All right, so if I hit done, start Q&A. Boom. Or can I move this? All right, here we go. Wait a minute. Drag here to end. Oh, okay. I can't. Oh, so that's going to be over my face the whole time? Can I make that smaller? All right. All right, beautiful. There you go, guys. What do you think? With the season beginning in 2 days, what is the top storyline? Yeah, of course I know what the top storyline is. And it's weird because baseball doesn't really have a lot of big storylines, if you ask me, this year. And trust me, and I don't want to manufacture one. I want it to be legit, but I haven't really come up with anything besides two. The third one is a bit of a reach. And after that, it's just like, I couldn't even tell you. So, but I'm looking forward to baseball. Let's see. Hopefully the Mets, they have to make the playoffs this year. I mean, I don't even know what will happen if they don't make the playoffs this year. Considering last year they won 89 games and they gagged into game 162. Fuqua, I don't know if you're still here. When are you heading out to Citi Field? Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Well, I don't want to do that. Hold on. No shock. JSN gets record extension with Seattle. What do you get? Wow. 4-year, $168.6 million contract. Over 120 guaranteed. Yeah, who were we talking about yesterday? Oh, and Jigba and Puka. That's what it was. Let me look up his numbers, because Puka's numbers are fantastic. And Njigba's good too. I mean, I'm not trying to say he's not, but let's see. Jackson Smith. 24 years old. I think he's the same age. Isn't he the same age as Puka? We all know Ohio State. Stats, please. Yeah, I want Football Reference. I want this ESPN garbage. I must have. Oh, here it is. Thought I missed it. All right, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Ready? Here are his numbers. Last year, 119 catches, 1793, 10 touchdowns. Yeah, that's a big year. All right. 3 years, which I believe is the same amount of time Puka's been in the league, and it's a great comparison. No, his first year he did nothing. No, wait, I take that back. That's a lie. 3 game starts. 63 receptions, 628 yards. All right, fine. Then 2024, 100 for 1130, 6 TDs. And last year, 119, 1793, which led the league, by the way, black type. 15.1 per average, 10 TDs. And I believe it was first team all NFL. But now if I go Puka Nacua, yeah, he was first time all pro. It had to be first team. Puka. 2023, right? Same amount of time. And I believe Puka was what, a 5th round pick? Interestingly enough, he has black type on catches and catches for first down and yards per game. Rookie year, and he started every game, 105, 1486, 6 touchdowns. Wow, look at this. Now, he got hurt because he only played 11 games, but he was on pace. 79, 990, 12-5, only 3 touchdowns. But last year, you could even argue that he had a better year than Jackson Smith and Jigba. And Jigba had what, 1739 yards? 1793. And Puka had 1715. He had 29 more catches, though. No, that's a lie. He had 10 more catches. So he had 10 more catches, less yards, 80 first downs, and 11 yards per game. He had a better year. Same amount of touchdowns, more catches, more yards per game. I think in Jigba, what do you have, 95, I thought I saw? Why is this blocked? Hold on. Where's the yards per game? $105.5. And Puka had what? 107? It's very close. It is very close. And I think, let me see, how tall? 6 foot, 197. I think Puka's like, what? Isn't he 6'4"? No, maybe too tall. I may be giving him too much credit. The novice. Hang on. Yeah, I know. Sorry if I'm talking slow or whatever. And I know the room isn't active today. Where's everybody? Nobody getting notifications? Hang on, the novice. 6'2". 6'2", 216, and Jackson Smith and Jigba 6', 197. I think MLB biggest story to start the season is going to be viewers. I like that. Yeah, well, the MLB package now, isn't ESPN off that? Yeah, because they're on NBC now. Because I know they're starting to do the Sunday night. Now, when will they start doing that? Because they're doing the NBA right now. I guess when the NBA season is over, which will be... NBA season ends 3 weeks from yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was what, 22nd, 29th. Yeah, 3 weeks from yesterday. I'm coming off WBC. Yeah, I wonder. That's a really good question. How they're going to come out, especially in this early part of the season, knowing that there's a lockout coming. Let me minimize this. Knowing that a lockout is coming and a situation where fans, oh, look at that. I'm zooming myself in. I didn't want to do that. There we go. Yeah, ESPN. I think unless they're doing something similar to the NHL where they got it tied in with Hulu and all that, I don't know. But I thought ESPN dropped. I know they dropped the Sunday night package because NBC has it now. But that's a good one, the novice. I like that. Yeah, Nakua. Let me see. May 29, 2001. And Jackson Smith and Jigba was February 14, 2002. Wow. Interesting stuff. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got cooking there as far as the sports goes. Yeah, I'll talk about this Smith and Jigma contract on the pod. Creighton oh, really? Is that right? Greg McDermott's retiring. J-Rod, laying back down, did not feel good. Didn't sleep last night. Go sports. Yes. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, Jay. Thank you, man. And shout out to Fishing Angel, too. Oh, by the way, my pinky swear, remember? I did listen to some of his music. So, but I'll wait for her to, whether today or some other time, I'll wait for her to pop on board. I'll tell her. I'll just give her a quick synopsis. But I did do that. Yeah, let me see. Hold on. Yeah, in the women's tournament, I know I haven't really followed it. But we all know that it's going to be what your call is to lose. UConn's. Let's see. What has changed for Jack Hughes 1 month after Olympic golden goal? I don't even know. I mean, what has changed? Orlovsky, yeah, I'm on the ESPN website. Deserves this historic contract. Yo, 4 for 168. Insane. Bones Highland. Yeah, I know. Minnesota beat Boston last night. Joker had another triple-double. Yeah, Darren Peterson did not play well yesterday. 21 points, but he shot 5 for 15 from the field. I hate to say it. I don't know if I trust him. Yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot to discuss. I'll try to be lively. I'll try to be on, and of course, you know me, I'll be on top of it. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm running on fumes today. Just, yeah, have not slept well the last 2 nights. And yeah, this is going to be a gut check time for yours truly to try to get through this without looking like I'm ready to fall asleep. Rufio, wake up. Because that guy over there kept me up on, oh, man. And the night before. So back-to-back nights I have not slept well. And therefore, I am, my tank is low. I need a jolt. Too bad I don't have any, what you call it? I do have, yeah, I don't have any pineapple. Yeah, I need some ginger. Oh, I need a juice in the worst way. Carson Wentz signs with Vikings. Yeah, I think it's going to be a 3-man competition because why would they not, or why would they all of a sudden think that McCarthy's not the answer? Especially after they missed his first year. But yeah, what is that? I mean, Kyler Murray, Wentz is right now, he's a third stringer. Yeah, I just think it's going to be a healthy competition. I don't think he's going to get cut. He could get traded. You never know. Yeah, watch the Steelers step in, and it's like, hey, you're going to have the duo of Coach McCarthy and the quarterback McCarthy. Ay, ay, ay. Let me see. All right. Yeah, Wentz, man. Talk about a guy whose career just nosedived after tearing his knee. All right, let me see what else. I think that's it, people. I think that is all I got. Yeah, I'll hang on for a few more minutes. Yeah, definitely slow day today in the room. This is probably the slowest I've seen. I can't remember the last time it was this slow. But it's all good. It's going to be hot and cold. Let's see if it picks up when the podcast comes on at 11 a.m. Eastern, 38 minutes from now. Yeah, is there anything else I can talk about? Let me see. NBA, Luka. I know he's not going to get suspended. Jalen Williams returns. Yeah, I also want to talk about that too. KD passes Michael Jordan on scoring list. It's interesting, man. I mean, we know how great he is, and it's not to pile on him. And I know I talked about this a few weeks ago, but yeah, when you think about the greatest scorers, and obviously he's up there, but we all know without, let's see if I word this properly. We all know without those Warrior championships and him bouncing around from Brooklyn to Phoenix and now here, Houston, I mean, he's done nothing, especially in the postseason. So, and in Brooklyn, I understand he had the toe on the line, the 3-point line, which if they would have won that game, they probably would have won the championship. What's this ownership subplot is complicating Giannis trade watching Milwaukee? All right. All right. But let me see. Yeah, that's what I got with the podcast. I'm looking forward to it, man. I just got to splash some water in my face, wake myself up, act lively. Can't have a podcast where I'm half asleep and I'm talking like this because I'm just going to either A, put everybody to sleep, or everybody's just going to be like, who the hell is this guy? I'm out. Can't have that. So I got to build up a little energy here. Who knows? Maybe I'll actually eat something. Usually I don't eat till noon, but maybe I need some fuel. Drews. Yes, he did. We were talking about that a few minutes ago. 4 for 168. And I understand he won a Super Bowl, but if he's that much or worth that much, what is Puka Nacua going to get? Who has comparable numbers, I might add. That's true, too. And I think he played 15 years. Not like Kareem, not like Karl Malone, not like Kobe, who played 20, LeBron 23. Just goes to show you how dominant and how great Jordan was in that regard. He played high school ball. Oh, is that right? Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah, because he's from Ohio. I would think he's from Ohio. Considering he went to Ohio State. But wait a minute. Let me hold on. Oh, Texas. That's right, because you live in Texas there, Drew. First team All-Pro. Third team All-American and third team Big Ten. Nacogdoches, I think that's pronounced that right. Drews, how you doing? I know it's a Monday. Don't know if you're off to work or school. You got appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna go live in about half hour with the podcast, talk about the tournament to date. Val, welcome. Here they come. Start trickling in. Yeah, I'm running on fumes today, people. Just super tired. Catching up on everything I missed. I'm at work on break. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I appreciate you hopping on board, Drews, man. I really do. Means a ton. Puka hasn't been paid yet with his mouth. Yeah, I know he's had some stupid things he's said. Oh, I appreciate you asking, Drews. Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I haven't slept, though, because my wife and I have dog sitting, and we have our own dog, of course, but we're dog sitting a Yorkie who got us up in the middle of the night the last 2 nights, and oh, man, it is... Yeah, I'm hurting. But, and then we were visiting friends yesterday out in Long Island. But yeah, overall, listen, am I going to complain? Absolutely not. So that's why I don't sound as lively and as upbeat. Now, who knows? Maybe if certain comments or certain things that I see, yeah, they certainly are. And this one, nah, he's good, but yeah, he's a little skittish. And yeah, he's a bit of loves the attention. So, I root for you. He's just laying on the sofa. I should go and wake him up as much as he woke me up at the last 2 nights. Your boy's hurting. Oh, I'm sure you probably see this glazed look in my eyes too. I even feel it. Oh, you have a standing poodle? Nice. How old? Warriors, Mavericks? Yes. Yeah, Warriors, yeah, they need to win. They're going to make the play-in because of Memphis, but still. 2 years old, nice. Yeah, I have a Cavapoo, so it's a Cavalier Poodle mix, and she turned 3 on Christmas Day. Christmas Eve. Yep, Klay Thompson, absolutely. Yeah, she's 3. She's back here. Oh, all right. I thought she flinched. Yeah, Warriors. Obviously, haven't played well. Yeah, the game is in. Yeah, is it in Dallas? Why isn't this working? There we go. Oh, hold on. Let's get out of this. Oh, is that the game that's in Arizona? Yankees playing the Cubs. I saw that. I said, wait a minute, they're not playing in Wrigley, are they? Sloan Park, Mesa, Arizona. It's going to be 91 degrees. Oh, you saw that, Val? Yeah, he was stupid to say that. I mean, come on. Saying it's an excuse. Bro, when you're seeing 3 and you don't know where you're at or even know what your name is, come on. And then he's also talking about asthma, the same thing too. Oh, it's an excuse. Yeah, not the smartest of comments there by Scatterboo. Yep. Exactly that, Val. I'm going to Lakers, Dallas next month. Oh, all right. Nice. Now, let me ask you something, Drews. Do you go try to get him on the court or do you go to the players' hotel? Because I used to do that all the time. I did that more so for hockey than I did basketball and even baseball. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's just bringing back memories when I used to do that. And another Luka return to Dallas. Drews, you like the Cowboys? Wait, why do I think we've talked about that before? Either or, usually I get a suite. All right. Oh, nice. Yeah, a suite in Jerry's World. Yeah, I went there one time. Oh, ready to knock this over. Huge Cowboys fans, we talked about it. Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah. It's funny because as I said that, I thought to myself, I said, oh, geez. Because you know me, I asked these questions twice, like, hey, where you from? And meanwhile, I've asked you 16 times. But no, I knew you're from Texas, and then, of course, talk Dallas. Bears players forgot to add my message. Oh, it's all right, Val. Yeah, Jerry's World is a spectacle. But yeah, I want to get to SoFi. SoFi looks crazy. Juan, my man, what's happening? Val, oh yeah, I know them. What's up? Oh man, I am hanging in. I'm tired. I haven't slept a lot. Obviously, I got a podcast in a half hour that's going live, as you know. So yeah, man, but it's all good. Talk about Nick and Z. Yeah, we're gonna. Oh yes. I won't forget Drew. Drews. That's it. I like Pickens a lot, but yeah. I know on St. John's. That was a big win. Now they're gonna play Duke. You know what's funny, Drews, about that? I thought that they were heading down a bad road a bad road as far as overall in the weekend, but yesterday salvaged it. And I get it that Texas won and they advanced. They're the only double-digit seed that's left in the tournament. But Iowa beating Florida, that was big. The St. John's, Kansas game, the way that ended, and now Duke's going to play St. John's. I mean, think about this. The East region. And I get it that John Shire, the coach at Duke, he's a household name because of who preceded him. But he's not a championship winning coach, at least not yet. But think about the rest of the coaches in that bracket in the East. Danny Hurley, Rick Pitino, Tom Izzo. And then Shire, who coaches Duke, #1 seed. I mean, forget it. Yeah, Carolina, that was a terrible job by them. Oh, my God. And I know I talked about that the other day with Hubert Davis. And they haven't officially announced whether or not he's going to mutually part ways or step down, but that was, oh, my goodness. You're up 19 points with less than 15 minutes to go in the second half. I understand that's an eternity, but that was a gag job. Oh, and that 1 year, that was the 06-07 year. Oh, that's cool. Number 35. Yeah, yeah, Hubert Davis. I know they've had discussions I've read. And, yeah, that was just, how in the hell? I'm just sitting here thinking about that. I can't even imagine. Yeah, KD now 5th all-time in NBA point scoring. LeBron, Kareem, Karl Malone, Kobe. Think about that. Kareem, Karl, Kobe. Yeah, no, LeBron is a middle name. It doesn't start with a K. You want to have it all aligned properly, right? Yes. Yes, Juan. Yeah, no, he was no joke. There that 1 year, but everybody, Greg Oden, and we saw what happened with him. Yeah, my grandma was... Oh, wow. That's awesome. How's my weekend? Yeah, weekend was fine. Didn't get a lot of sleep. Dog sitting. A Yorkie. And, yeah, it had kept me up the last 2 nights. Rough. But, yeah. No, the weekend was good. Yesterday went to Long Island, connected with some friends. More of my wife's friends. But, no, it was nice. And the weekend overall on a whole, as far as the weather, very good. North Carolina whole sports program is, yeah, right, the football with Bill Belichick and then Hubert Davis and company out after 1 round. Yeah, that was bad. And then Kentucky loses. Yesterday, and I know they're not, I know they're not a vintage Kentucky team, but yeah, that was not good. All right, can I take out this baseball comment now? Hold on. Oh, yeah, I could. Oh, it didn't go away. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, how was your weekend, Juan? What'd you do? Juan always stopping by. Love it. Yeah, I know I haven't seen, Reed Dion and my guy Victor E. out in L.A. Bio, I know he's hurting. UCLA lost last night. Haven't seen Toppers in a minute from Colorado. California. It's out of California. Carolina. Sounds good, Juan. Good for you. Nice. But Team Jordan wins another race. Oh, did they? I didn't even... Oh, wait, hold on a second. I'm trying to think. Jordan. When did I just see Jordan recently? Not just in a race. I saw him... Yeah, I think it was on YouTube. Hold on a second. Yeah, let me not go through these. Yeah, it's so funny because, hold on. Yeah, was it under the same guy? The kid, what's his name? Tyler something or other? Oh man, I can't even think what I saw Michael Jordan on. No, was it for the Oscars? Not that it was at the Oscars, but because I think of Michael B. Jordan. Earlier this offseason, the Patriots resigned. So wait a second. Yeah, I remember Tom DeVito is a former Giant quarterback. Led the trade conversation with Josh Dobbs, now likely released. Yeah, I mean, oh really? All right, then I was cool. Josh Dobbs. And Dobbs was a Steeler many years ago. Well, about 4 or 5 years ago. All right. Yeah, I can't think of that Jordan thing. I think it had to do with Michael B. Jordan, though, but I saw it on YouTube. And I don't know, maybe it'll come to me. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm going to sign off in a couple. Get ready for this live in 20 minutes. Tomorrow, my live stream will probably be in the early evening East Coast time. So anywhere between, I don't know, like 6:30 or 7 p.m. till about 8, because I'll be at this event. I wanted to do it live, show you the vibe, and then maybe, who knows, maybe I'll do a double live. I'll do that. Maybe I'll do another one, either after or before. I'll keep you posted. Mavs player. Wait, not the Joshua Dobbs thing. Wait for Val B to respond. But yeah, my good people, that'll just about do it. And yeah, I'll see you guys and gals in 20 minutes. Need to wake up, need to get a big time boost to get me through the next hour, which is fine because, you know, I will. It's not like I'm typing in stuff on a spreadsheet or doing anything I know that I don't want to be doing. So this, listen, if I'm dead tired, so be it. As long as I'm not falling asleep or nodding off, like, because then that'll be comic relief and everybody's going to look at me like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? Yeah, Juan. Definitely. No, but I'll make sure to bring the energy then. That's why I'll need an extra couple minutes because, you know me, usually I go up to like 10:55 or within 10 minutes. But no, today I'll sign off. I hope to see you guys in 19 minutes. I'll be as rejuvenated as I possibly can be, revved up, ready to go as we detail all that's happening and has happened in sports here over the last 4 days. So, Juan, Val, the novice, I appreciate you three. Thank you so much for stopping by and for those who stopped by along the way. Yes, you do. And with that, much props to you, Juan. You know it. Kenny Smith. Yeah, I heard about that too, because you haven't seen him there on the set with Charles Barkley during the tournament. Yes, Juan, I appreciate that. I really do, man. 100%. Devin Witherspoon. Yeah. But what kind of money? And you know it's going to be heavy duty. Where right now, they gave Smith and Jigba that money. And I know there's a couple other players that they gave money to. Man, off the top of my head, I can't recall, but. Yes, Val. All right, guys. So as I sign off, as you already know, hopefully I'll see you in 18 minutes. If not, tomorrow. In the blood and the DNA. And I promise I'll pick up the pace there in 18 minutes. So let me do that and keep it moving. Appreciate you hopping on board. Appreciate the love and support as always. coming correct, direct, and in full effect on everything that's happening in sports. And until 17 minutes from now, on the flip, baby.